Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Virginia PLS video. So, good news is I passed my exam on Friday, got my passed score from the PSI testing center, and all I have to do now is pay some money and I get the Virginia license. So, begin this video with good news. I passed the exam. I'm sure you can too. So I thought I would make this video to explain kind of what I did right, what I did wrong, and how you can prepare for the actual exam on exam day. Now, I'm not going to tell you about the exam itself because, we're all good boys and good girls and we're not going to get in trouble by the board, unintentional or not. But let me give you some thoughts on preparing. So first of all, I like compliments, so I'll give the exam a compliment. The exam is well written. There's very few typos, syntax, grammar. Obviously, there's a few, but somebody went through this exam with an English degree, or at least a knowledge of English, did a pretty good job. So, good job. There are some states where that's not the case. These exams are messes. All right. So 3 critiques of the exam. First of all, in my opinion, this is not a land surveying exam. This is an engineering exam. Why do I say that? Well, if you look at the blueprint, this thing's testing erosion and drainage, erosion and sediment control, drainage, Manning's equation for ditch calculations, all kinds of minor engineering, they would call it. But I mean, it's incredible how much of this exam is engineering and how little of it is land surveying. So that's critique number 1. Now, critique number 2 is just the crazy amount of information on this exam. It took me days and days to put together material. I had over 4,000 pages of printed material and maybe 5 or 6 binders. Crazy. And it's so difficult on the exam because you're flying between these binders trying to find what you need to answer, because really this is like the Florida exam where they bury the answer in this paragraph. You have to go find it. And, third is, I don't understand why it's at a PSI testing center, but I could not select any PSI testing centers except in the state of Virginia. So instead of driving an hour and 15 minutes to my local PSI testing center, I did a major road trip to Roanoke, took the exam, which was 2 hours, and then hauled back home that evening, another road trip. So, I mean, going to Virginia to a PSI testing center is just so strange when there are PSI centers all around the country. Why couldn't you take this at another PSI center in North Carolina or Florida or Texas? It was weird. All right, so some key takeaways if I was going to prepare for this exam again. Number 1, you've got to have your binders put together, but obviously they have to be tabbed. Tab 1, introduction, tab 2, hydraulics, tab 3, standards. Every binder has to be tabbed with the chapters. But that's not good enough, guys, because there's so much material. So what I did was I tabbed my favorite subjects like Manning's equation, rational equation, graphic equation, sediment fences, whatever. If I thought it was going to be a big topic on the exam, I had red tabs. So not only do I have my chapters tabbed, but I also have my favorite topics tabbed as well. Because now this brings me to my second recommendation, is time management. This is a 2-hour exam. It's going to take you 2 hours, maybe then some. It took me 2 hours, and I had a strategy. So I've said this a million times. First of all, go through the exam, answer all the questions you know. Step 2, answer all the calculation questions. Step 3, answer all the difficult questions that require searching in your books. Now, I would kind of flip that because the calculations, I really didn't do much of them. I guessed because it was just too much calculation. They're not easy. So I went through, answered all the easy questions first, then went searching for all the hard questions. And then when I had extra time, I did the calculations. I left the calculations to last because they're some boogers. So get your tabs set straight, manage your time efficiently. You gotta manage your time efficiently because if you go searching, you're gonna burn all your time looking through those stupid books. Now, the last thing is going to be, your HP 35. If you bring a cheap calculator, there's going to be all kinds of different parentheses, different exponents, different, serious equations to do. And if you have a cheap calculator, it's just going to make you crazy. I was doing this one calculation. It was like 5 steps. It's stupid. So, and I'm not an engineer. So there you go. Now, I'm going to end this video by giving a final compliment, and that is you get your exam results right off the bat. It's amazing. You take the exam, you walk out, you get your score. Do it. I just took the Louisiana exam, and it's taking like a month to get my exam results back. I'm 99% confident I passed the Louisiana exam. Was not that difficult, but still, you take it in the exam center, you get your score immediately. It's instant gratification. So overall, I like the Virginia exam in the testing center. I like the instant results. I do not like that it's an engineering exam and not really a land surveying exam, but hey, I passed it, it's over. You'll pass it, you'll forget about the exam in a few weeks, other projects, other problems. So, best of luck passing your exam, guys. Have fun, and we will see you when you get your Virginia PLS.